Okay, I just want to talk a bit about the grim realities of bringing the family into the UK. For me, because of the way I work, there is no point me renting a place. Because Monday to Friday, I'm wherever work is, which for the next 6 weeks is Glasgow in Scotland. Before that, it was Bristol. I pretty much never know where I'm going to be week to week because it's as and when and where needed. So to rent a place, not only is it very expensive in the UK, I wouldn't actually be there most of the time. I already pay a lot of tax into the system, and I begrudge giving anything else to a state that doesn't even want its citizens here, or more well, they don't want their citizens' families here, even though I pay an excessive amount of tax already. So weekends I crash at my parents. So here I am, crashed out on the sofa, and pretty much this is gonna be it for most of this year. Sad to say. But I do get to visit my UK daughter while I'm in Worcester as well, so it's got its benefits. But the big downsides for me is that this, for the UK, is acceptable for a way to treat its citizens and their families. Because the grim reality is the previous Labour government cocked everything up regarding the EU entry, but let's face it, a lot of it was done on purpose, even though now they're sort of denying it. But the Conservatives are doing exactly the same thing. All I can see is a lot of compulsive lying out of politicians' mouths that end up crippling people and their families. For me, I'm going to be struggling this out for probably another at least 4 months, which is the downside of all of this. But I would actually say that I'm in a better position than most other people. I do earn a good salary. I do have a good job in the UK. I got work easily. I've got a great wife and kids that are overseas, but we still have other incomes overseas as well, which help keep things afloat abroad while I build up our kitty for the trip into Europe. Right now, my biggest worries are making sure that if we go into Spain or Germany, that we can find work. Because, there's nothing worse than being unknown with things. I'm a very odd person with things like that. I like to be very certain of how I'm going to do something. Even though I often appear to be doing something strange, everything I normally do is well thought out. Some stuff's extremely complicated, but I do take the time to work out how I'm going to do it. Like a building I bought last year, I probably spent about 3 months working out how I was going to be able to not only afford to buy it, but fully renovate it. That was a asset that's probably worth at least £60,000 now, with everything that we did last year. But I have to admit that this year is a bit more difficult than previous years because of multiple complications on so much going on. Because we still need to develop some of this stuff in the Philippines. I've still got to work in the UK and build up the cash kitty, but at the same time I'm trying to be able to keep my job open, because realistically I want to stay with what I do. If we move into Spain, flights to Alicante, to Bristol, Birmingham, Glasgow are all cheap flights. You're talking like £50-70 a flight. Well, my drive from Worcester to Glasgow is currently £44 per ride. So it's not. It's only like 20 quid's difference in cost for fuel. So it's not really going to break the bank if I commuted from Spain instead of the UK internally. But where I do benefit is that I can rent a house cheaper, which means I can buy a house cheaper as well. The cost of living's better. Cost of living's cheaper, and the kids will get a good education and sunshine every day. But that's where I try to focus things on keeping everything positive, because that's the end game. But right now, this is the downside, that being apart from everybody, it's not to spend time with my parents and my siblings, as well as my daughter that's in the UK, but you're still miles apart from being with my wife and my kids in the Philippines. It's difficult because it's not a fixed time period. Because I normally do things for a fixed period. For example, I would take on a contract somewhere. I know the contract's the 3 months, so you already know that you're going to be going home to your family. This time it's an open-ended ticket, because I need to hit our £12,000 mark. I need to work out how we're going to live in Spain or wherever we go, how we're going to make an income, how we're going to find a job, and at the same time keep the UK side of things open as well. It's a lot more complicated this year, as well as I've still got some apartment stuff to do in the Philippines, which will eat up some money as well. But not negative. You just deal with the cards you're dealt with, and right now it's a little bit rough. I feel a bit down sometimes, but yeah, I'm sure we'll get there. It's the rough with the smooth. Okay, thanks for watching.